Good day. Welcome back to the Vitality Project. I'm Dr. Bob. I'm really pleased that you joined me. Thank you. Yesterday, we completed our recent review of yet another resource within mind-body bridging. We're looking at tools for advanced healing from enslavements or addictions, as we've come to understand that addiction comes from the root understanding of enslavement. And we've been looking at resources that can be applied to recovery from addictions or enslavements of every kind. What I'd like to do over these next several posts is to step back from presenting new resources and provide you an overview. I think of it as kind of like a 30,000-foot view of both where we have been in these last weeks and months together, and also where we're headed in our next several modules of our curriculum here. I think a bit more background might be useful for helping to put things in context as we move forward. So to start with, I want you to know I'm currently working with my dear friend, Guy du Plessis, out of South Africa. Guy is a psychologist out of South Africa, and I've known him for years. And he and I are working together on a revised edition of a book that he and Dr. Stanley Block, who's here in the US, it's a book they published several years ago in its first edition. The title of that book is Mind Body Workbook for Addiction. I think the subtitle says it all. Effective Tools for Substance Abuse Recovery and Relapse Prevention. So the tools that we've been reviewing are from a model that Guy and Stan developed called Mind Body Bridging. I'm very much wanting to draw on their practical expertise in presenting this information in a hopefully understandable and useful way to you as you participate here with me in your Vitality Project. So I want you to know that in the background, Guy and I are working on a revised edition that will come out hopefully over the next 6 months to a year that you can have in your hands. And it will be very much a complement to what we're doing here in our posts here at your Vitality Project. I'm interested here at your Vitality Project in leveraging any high quality, scientifically validated model of treatment as it might apply to addiction recovery. And mind-body bridging is just one of those. It's been evidence-based in research to universities, and feel really committed to its breadth and depth of perspective and its usefulness in recovery. And the goal is to provide this model of treatment for the sake of everyone who has experienced addiction of any kind, whether that's firsthand or with a loved one, and that ends up being most of us. The tools that Stan, Guy, and now I have developed and continue to further hone are meant to be practical tools for you. So that's really the aim here. I want you to notice for a second, I said practical tools, and I think you know by now that I'm very committed to recovery practice, that we have to practice recovery in order to get it into new and productive and healthful behavioral patterns. And so for today, I want to ask you to list 3 tools that you have found most useful in your own recovery and or in managing yourself in relationship to somebody who's in recovery. So either way it goes, it applies. What are some practical tools that you found valuable? I'd like you to list the first 3 that come to mind. I think it's very important that we first identify useful resources that we're already finding are serving us beneficially. After you've listed these 3, next, could you honestly assess how well you're doing in implementing those 3 resources? For example, how frequently do you use them? How effectively do you apply them? And what positive differences might you have noticed when you put them into action? Let's see what you discover. And please stay tuned now as we dive even more deeply into what we're calling foundations of recovery over these next several posts. I'm delighted for you to join me. Thank you for sharing part of your day with me. I hope that you'll come back tomorrow. Between now and then, please stay safe and be well, and I'll see you again soon.